Coming up on SUTV News, we will be telling you about what's happening on campus.
And more about Cedar City. Stay tuned.
Hey, I'm Mike Rope, here today to encourage you to connect with 811 before you dig.
And I'm Micro, and I'm here because I love to dig in the dirt.
It's true. He's also here because he's very small and not that bright. Here, for instance, we can see Micro doing what he loves to do. And here we can see the consequences of not doing what he should have done. Dude, why didn't you call 811?
I forgot the number.
See? Not that bright.
Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Christina Schweiss.
And I'm Bryson Olson. The grad fair was held on March 21st and 22nd, preparing SUU seniors for commencement. Held at the Hunter Alumni Center, the all-day event gave students a chance to pick up their graduation regalia a month before the ceremony. Students who attended enjoyed music provided by Thunder 91.1, photo opportunities, and free ice cream after they picked up their cap and gown. Representatives from the Alumni Association, bookstore, graduate programs, and advancement office congratulated students and encouraged them to stay involved once they have moved on from their alma mater. One soon-to-be graduate is excited about what happens next.
So I graduated in 2020, so this is my first real graduation, so it's kind of like, I don't know. The first one was anticlimactic, and I feel like this one's like hitting me now already, and so it's like pretty emotional.
On March 13th, students with the SUU Communication Department took a trip up north for the Utah Broadcasting Job Fair at the University of Utah. Along with the job fair, this trip allowed students to tour commercial broadcast stations in Salt Lake City, such as KUER and KSL. During these tours, the students met professionals in the industry and were given valuable insight into the broadcasting career field. With students learning these skills in classes such as audio and video production, this was a priceless opportunity to connect with potential employers. A second trip will take place on April 10th to the Las Vegas to explore more opportunities in broadcasting.
Yeah, be glad to answer any questions.
Were able to hear from their student leaders and representatives. SUSA's monthly town hall event gave an insight to what SUU's student government has been up to. We go to our reporter, Brooklyn Monson, for more.
SUU Student Association informs and listens to students at their monthly town hall meetings. There is an open mic there for student concerns.
Town Hall is an event where we come to you as the student government to kind of let you know what we've been working on for the past month and what's upcoming in the next month. So it's a great place to be informed, to come meet the individual executive council members, and just know what's going on around campus.
Okay, so the Senate has been working on some really awesome things.
Common topics that are discussed at these SUSA town halls are recent bills passed by our student senate, architectural changes being made on campus, and meetings being held to help students. In order to entice students to come, there's food served at each event. This time, it was pretzels.
At the town hall, I talked a little bit about how the legislation that was passed this past session affects our campus a little bit. I tried to answer some of the questions and give some reassurance as to what the effects might be. And then I also talked a little bit about the events that my council has been doing, as well as the upcoming events that we have.
SUSA town halls are put on monthly by the student government here in SUSA, just for students to be able to get their questions answered and find out what is happening on campus. For SUTV News, I'm Brooklyn Monson.
Also in SUU News, the university recently held a community conversation to discuss House Bills 261 and 257, recent pieces of legislation that will affect inclusion efforts on campus. Many students expressed distress over these changes and shared worries regarding their future safety and security. Faculty also attended the event, offering support and sharing alternate resources available to students. Ariana Mariquin, SUSA's Vice President of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, helped organize this event so that students could hear from their peers and discuss the future of diversity efforts on campus. Hector Cedillo-Tejas is the president of the LSA and a member of the DEI Council. He shared his own feelings about the bill during the conversation.
I think the goal tonight was just kind of to allow students to cry, to feel, to express any frustration, confusion, or anger that they felt toward the bill. Because, I mean, we had a couple students just come out today, like they've just been spending their time in the room reading the news and not knowing anybody else to go to or to talk to about it. And so I think this was this environment to allow people to actually grieve, to feel a sense of community, and to hopefully get some change and some hope and courage out of all of this.
SU students now have a chance to make a difference and get involved on campus for next school year. The SU Student Association, commonly known as SUSA, is currently accepting applications for various applied positions. Whether you're passionate about marketing, planning events, clubs, student life, or other areas, this is an opportunity for you to shape SUU campus. Applications are due by April 3rd at 11:59 p.m., so don't miss your chance to apply. SUSA is dedicated to helping all students feel like they belong and find success along the way. For more information about applying, visit ST177 in the SUU Student Center. You can also find out more from current student leaders here on campus. Get involved, make connections, and build your leadership skills in a position in SUSA.
SUTV recently gave the opportunity to Wonderpath to come into the studio to learn about news production. Wonderpath is a group made up of homeschool students and parents who gain knowledge through new experiences. The group had the opportunity to try out all different aspects of news production, from camera work to technical directing. Students in the TV practicum also had the opportunity to share their knowledge with the kids, assisting in many aspects of the day. An educational experience for everyone involved, SUTV hopes to welcome Wonderpath back again soon.
Stay tuned for more on what's going on in the outdoors here on SUTV News.
We'll be right back.
Oh, hey, bud.
Oh.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
It's a school night. With Gary and Todd?
Yeah?
Not sure about those two. I've been meaning to ask you. This is tougher than I thought. Is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
I hope not, because alcohol can lead you to say things and do things that you really wish you hadn't. Isn't this what you're supposed to say?
I know.
So if any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you.
Ryan.
Yeah?
So start the conversation even before they're teenagers.
Good idea.
For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Welcome back to SUTV News. As the warm weather becomes more common, Cedar City locals are itching to play outside. Cedars Park Discovery is well known for its expansive play area and engaging activities. The play structures include slides, swings, and all manner of play vehicles, in addition to an outdoor theater and walking trail. The park is located at the top of Lee Hill behind the Iron County School District building. For those looking to have a fun day with family outside, Park Discovery is a must visit.
Many parts of the country have gotten unusual weather this past winter. Reporter John Smith tells about a very unusual sight in the California desert.
Typically, visitors to Death Valley National Park come to see the hottest spot on the planet. They come to see the interesting rocks and the desert wildflowers. They come to see one of the driest places on Earth. But for the past few months, many have come for a different reason. They've come to see a lake that only shows up every 25 to 100 years.
An amazing sight. You never would have expected that. I used to come to the desert in California, and it was always so hot and dry. This is just, it's a miracle.
This miracle came about from hurricane rains last November. While the lake filled, nobody could get here because most of the park's roads were damaged by flooding. Now the roads are fixed, and the tourists have come.
It's just crazy that this is one of the driest places in the world, and now there's a lake that you can effectively boat on. I walked out there this morning and I had my tripod set up, and it was gorgeous. It was calm. You could see the reflections of the mountains in the water, the pink clouds. It was absolutely beautiful.
The lake is about 2 feet deep, 6 miles long, and 2 miles across. There's a sign on the valley wall showing the lake to be over 200 feet below sea level. Salt crystals float on the water surface.
The intent was to drive seven hours, camp here at night, and then come over here during the day, and then drive home tonight. So it's a very specific trip with the intent to solely do the once-in-a-lifetime kayaking.
Park officials estimate the lake will be here for another couple of months, and people can continue to wade in from the boardwalk. But later, after SUTV shot this video, the park closed the lake to boating because of the damage to the mudflats from people walking on the mud with their boats to get to the water.
It's incredible, truly incredible.
Yeah, it's been pretty awesome to see.
For a brief period, some boaters got to experience a once-in-a-lifetime event, boating in Death Valley. For SUTV News, I'm John Smith.
During this cold season, there are fewer places to be outdoors. For a place with the right temperature and plenty of room to move around, Quail Creek State Park is a great choice. Quail Creek State Park is located in Hurricane, about 10 minutes from St. George. The temperatures are perfect for families or friends to go relaxing. Because of the cold weather, a lot of people who live in Cedar City choose this place for fishing. Not only that, but the park also opens up a water park in the summer where kayaks are available for rent. Inflatable platforms are set up on the water during the summer for an adventurous experience. This is a rare experience during the season where you can get outdoors and close to nature for activities.
Especially like during the winter season, because we're from Cedar City, so when it's cold you can't really go to the lakes up there as much. So down here it's nicer because it stays pretty warm down here. So
as the weather warms up, more students are looking for outdoor activities. Our reporter William Heaton has more.
The Southern Utah University Outdoor Center is encouraging students to plan their next outdoor adventure. Inside you'll find helpful reference guides on worthwhile travel locations and rentable supplies.
SU Outdoors is essentially a social hub where we have all sorts of activities like trips and our local LEAP events. We also do a bunch of gear rentals. Basically everything that you see in this shop is rentable. All the stuff behind me is to buy. Basically just want to get SU students outdoors.
In addition to supplying student trips, the center also arranges events for the student community.
We have all of our events listed and scheduled out. On one of the monitors we'll have our trips. Those are the ones that go outside of Cedar City, and they're more like our bigger trips. Some are free, some cost. Depends on the trip. But there's like hiking and camping and river rafting and some other fun bigger trips. And then on the other monitor we have our local events that are like a 30-minute drive.
With trips near and far and supplies to assist in any outdoor activities, the SUU Outdoor Center encourages students to stop by and map out their next adventure. Reporting for SUTV News, I'm William Heaton.
Coming up on SUTV, I've got the weather. Stay tuned. Welcome back to SUTV Weather. I'm Christina Schweiss. Happy Tuesday, April 2nd. It is not April Fool's Day anymore, thank goodness. That is my least favorite holiday, but we are still here in the beautiful town of Cedar City. So look, wait. There we go. Look at beautiful Main Street with these two beautiful women walking down Main Street. We also have best friend John Smith and Professor John Smith joining the women. Of course, why wouldn't he? And happy birthday to Pedro Pascal. If you know, a few weeks ago, he was my man of the week. And so, of course, we had to include him in today's presentation on the weather. So happy birthday to my king. Love him so much. John Smith does not, but that's okay. They're still walking together, best friends. And let's take a look at the weather forecast. Today, Tuesday, is very sunny. The high is 57 and the low is 28. Tomorrow, Wednesday, is going to be sunny with a high of 64 and a low of 33. And then Thursday, it is partly cloudy and the winds are expected to have gusts up to 24 miles per hour. The high is 62 and the low is 41. On Friday, the high is 51 and the low is 28. It'll also be partly cloudy with many, many wind gusts again. So be careful. Don't wear a hat because we don't want that. You don't want it to fly away. And then Saturday, it's going to be cloudy and a little bit colder. So the high is going to be 39 and the low is going to be 24. Hopefully it doesn't snow like it did last weekend because that was awful. And who wants it? It's spring. It's April. We want the warmth. We want the good weather. Sunday, it's partly cloudy with a high of 49 and a low of 23. And then on Monday, it is cloudy with a high of 50 and a low of 31. So hopefully spring gets warmer and much better because I'm sick of it. Look at this beautiful radar for today. You can see that there is no precipitation in the air today, which thank goodness. We don't want the rain. We don't want the moisture. But I will say, when it rains on campus, the little worms come out and it's so adorable. But we don't want it anymore. We're done, okay? So let's look. It is Raining Men, my favorite segment of the weather, and today's man is Rupert Everett. He was in my best friend's wedding. He was also in Shakespeare in Love. If you know, you know. He dies because he's Christopher Marlowe, and he was in The Importance of Being Earnest. He is a little fruity though, but he still deserves to be my man of the week. So maybe if it'll catch my thing, you know, remember to smile at someone today. Thank you for listening to your weather today. We'll take you back over.
I'm sorry, Christina,
I'm back.
but that was a pretty good segment.
Thank you.
You always got to end things off with a smile. That's how you get through the hard challenges in life,
That's
like
what I'm
hopping up
saying.
on a chair.
Yeah, hopping on a chair. I just banged my knee, so that's fine.
Plus, it makes you more approachable if you just smile.
That's true.
Did you know
Yes,
that?
I agree.
Unless you're like smiling like a psychopath, like
Like you.
you're cheesing it up a little bit too much.
Yeah,
whoa.
we don't want. Whoa, aggressive. I know.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
my roommate's a psychopath, but
That
not
is
me.
true. Yeah, with
Okay.
the red hair, he's like a little leprechaun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You know,
see, we
kind
know.
of insane. you know.
Insane.
Coming up on SUTV, we have more on SU athletics and national sports news.
Stay tuned.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Welcome to SUTV Sports. I'm Gabe Small. On Monday, March 4th, the Southern Utah Thunderbirds hosted the Brigham Young University Cougars in gymnastics, but one gymnast really left her mark on the program.
This last Monday, the Southern Utah Thunderbirds faced off against Brigham Young University in gymnastics. Although it was a close affair, the Thunderbirds came out on top with a score of 197.125. One standout from the meet was Nia Randolph, who boasted an impressive all-around score of 39.6, setting the standard for both the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation and the Southern Utah record books.
We kind of knew this was an eventuality for Nia. She's that good on everything. And up till this point, she'd pick one event just to kind of mess up a little bit on, but not tonight. She looked pretty solid everywhere, and I'm so proud of that kid. She's been knocking on that door for a while. And now
While she has already set the record for both the MPSF and for SUU, freshman Nia Randolph is very excited about her future here at SUU.
I'm so excited for my future here. You know, being just a freshman, I know this team can grow a lot more, and we all can just build together. And yeah, next 4 years will be great.
If you want to keep up to date on SUU gymnastics, follow SUU Gymnastics on Instagram. With SUTV News, I'm Gabriel Small.
Over the weekend, the SUU softball team fell to the University of Texas at Arlington in a 3-0 series sweep. In Game 1, the Thunderbirds fell 2-0 to the Mavericks. Game 2 featured much of the same, but a little worse results, with SUU losing 7-0. And finally, in Game 3, a 6-inning comeback fell short as the Thunderbirds dropped the game 6-3. Thunderbirds now return home to take on Abilene Christian on April 5th and 6th at Catherineburg Field. Those games can be streamed on ESPN Plus or on KSUU Thunder 91.1. The SUU track and field team, however, competed in the prestigious Texas Relays. Cedar English, a long jumper for the Thunderbirds, claimed third place in the event with a jump of 24 feet and 3 inches. Wow. Moving on to national sporting news, in college basketball, the Final Four is set. On Saturday, April 6th at 4:09 p.m., top-seeded Purdue will take on the Cinderella story of the tournament in North Carolina State. Following the completion of that game, Alabama will take on UConn at 6:49 p.m. UConn has been dominant so far in the tournament, winning games by an average of 30 points. In the NBA, in a battle of the mediocre, the Memphis Grizzlies defeated the Detroit Pistons 110-108. Memphis was led by big man Jaren Jackson Jr., who had 40 points on the night to go along with 7 rebounds. Detroit's Cade Cunningham had a solid showing and loss, ending with 36 points and 8 assists, however. But anyways, that's all we have from you today. From SUTV Sports, I'm Gabe Small.
Thanks for the update, Gabe.
Something really exciting about sports on SU campus is the upcoming comm department basketball game.
Heck yeah.
Students and faculty will be going head-to-head against each other. It's going to be such a fun time. We don't know the exact roster of who's going to be playing in it yet, but it will be happening next Thursday, the 11th at 7 p.m. in the AFEC. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, you better be there.
I myself, I'm looking forward to, crossing up my professors.
Agreed. I'm going to be the cheer captain, so be on the lookout.
There are some professors, they're kind of old, so we could make things happen.
Yeah. Next, we will talk about things happening on campus.
We'll be right back.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back to SUTV News. I'm Bryson Olson. There are soda shops aplenty all around Cedar City, but up Highway 130 past the bowling alley in Enoch lies one of the area's lesser-known soda establishments. The Big Sipper recently received a minor overhaul and offers numerous out-of-this-world specialties such as the Sunbeam and the Shooting Star. Want to add some tastier water? Try one of the Planet Hydrate waters such as the Zero Gravity. Be sure to give one of the gourmet popcorns a try as well. The Big Sipper might be a little bit out of the way, but this outer space-inspired soda shop is well worth the blast off to Enoch.
Cedar City residents are already going bananas for the newest treat shop in town. Dipper serves frozen delights in the form of chocolate-dipped bananas with toppings of all shapes and varieties. Run by local SU students and siblings Olivia and Ian Small, Dippers got started with a booth at the Cedar City Farmers Market. On January 30th, the duo opened up their official location and was met with incredible reception. Dippers is located at 18 North, 100 West, across from the Johnson Center here in Cedar City, and welcomes all in their new adventure.
Well, on the topic of the food scene in Cedar City, the International Food and Festival Night gave students the opportunity to sample foods from around the world. Students were able to go on a culinary and cultural journey around the world without even leaving Cedar City. Attendees visited countries like Japan and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Each booth was a gateway to a different corner of the globe, offering authentic dishes, traditional drinks, and arts and crafts. Each item reflected the rich tapestry of the different cultures present. There was something there for everyone to enjoy. There was even live entertainment from the Pacific Islanders Student Association. This night was a true melting pot of cultures where people from all walks of life came together to share in the joy of food and connection. The International Food and Festival Night was a celebration of diversity, unity, and the universally loved language of food.
I think my favorite part is just to meet new people because everyone shows because it's free food. So everyone's like, oh, we love free food. And then you can meet so many people and you can also get to know the culture about all the countries that we're putting food for. So I think it's just amazing because it helps people opening about like internationally, what are the culture, what food are like people eating in which countries. And I think it's a good event.
In spring 2024, the three hosts of Thunder 91's morning radio show, The Morning Brew, are celebrating a whole year of working the show together. Myself, Ada Morrison, and Cormac Bone have changed how they ran the show from when they started in 2023. This year, each weekday has its own special mini-game, like Would You Rather Wednesday or Tangent Tuesday. Aiden and myself will be graduating at the end of this year, only 3 more weeks, so stay tuned to hear who hosts next. You can listen into the show every weekday from 7 to 8 in the morning on Thunder 91.1 FM.
Recently, SUU students were treated to a day off in order to celebrate the Festival of Excellence. The Festival of Excellence, according to SUU.edu, is an annual one-day event which celebrates scholarship in all forms across campus. SUU looks to students and employees to present their major projects, research, and other scholarly activities to the SUU community. Through this research and through interdisciplinary conversations, SUU looks to encourage lifelong learning.
SUU has experienced a major growth in the student population over the last few years, including those of minority cultures. With diversity increasing in the student body, one club gets ready to show off their vibrant culture.
The Pacific Islander Student Association is holding their annual showcase next week from March 14th to the 16th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. Titled Tribute to the Island, this showcase gives guests a chance to learn about the rich heritage of Polynesian culture.
I feel like it's important to educate people on the culture just so they know that, we are loving people that love to just embrace our culture and to help others to feel that love, that we have for each other. So.
During the event, several dances, traditions, and values will be shown to better understand the history of the Pacific Islands.
There's a lot of people that have not been exposed to Polynesian culture, and so it's just, again, a super cool opportunity to bring that to people. I think most people's knowledge is the haka online or something, haka, and that's part of the culture, but not all of the culture, so it's cool to kind of bring a whole bunch of different things to other people.
With a large population of Pacific Islanders located in Utah, the club stresses the importance of connecting back with their ancestors and learning from their history.
Our culture is very important to us. Any Polynesian you meet is very proud of where they come from. They're very proud of, their heritage. It's important for us to continue to, I don't know if the word is perpetuate, but to continue to remember those things that we're proud of. There's a lot of kids in our show that grew up in Utah, grew up in places where they weren't necessarily a part of the Polynesian culture fully, all the way in, but things like this give them an opportunity to learn more about it, and so it helps us to remember our heritage, our culture, where we come from.
The showcase will take place in the Student Center Theater, and all are welcome. Reporting for SUU TV News, I'm Bryson Olson. Wonderful.
Love it.
How are you guys doing?
So great. How are you?
Sleepy.
So ready to enjoy this wonderful weather we've been having.
Oh, same. I'm ready to tan outside, read my little book in the grass.
For as long as it lasts. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Christina has a
That's
good
true.
book recommendation.
I
for
do. Are
everybody.
you ready? The series is called Chestnut Springs. The first book is called Flawless, and the second book is called Heartless. If you like cowboys, if you like rodeo, if you like ranching, this book is for you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you like other things in life, this book is also for you.
Anyways,
Amen.
Thanks for tuning in. That's all we have for you. I'm Bryson Olson.
I'm Gabe Small.
And I'm Christina Schweiss. Tune in next week for more.
Go Birds!
Caw-caw.